What if I told you there's a cryptocurrency that can change the lives of millions of persons who are struggling with hyperinflation, and it's only for 5 cents? Can you believe that? So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about a cryptocurrency that I believe has the opportunity for major gains. Stick around. So in this fast-growing market, a lot of us get consumed and wrapped up with when is the Lambo coming and when is the next 100x moonshot. And sometimes we lose track of all of the real projects that are making life-changing advancements in technology. And I actually want to talk to you guys about this project called RSR, Reserve Rights. But I'm going to give you a few key reasons on why you may want to take a look at RSR, and it's definitely a very good project that you might want to consider adding to your portfolio. We want to look for projects that are, one, undervalued, and two, have a lot of fundamental value. So a coin that's going to change persons' lives, is going to change the way that they basically do everything, that they shop, that they eat, that they live. It's going to make their lives better, because when you can find a project that's going to touch all of these areas, how well you eat, how well you live, do your day-to-day activities, it's going to have more use. And when you have more use in a cryptocurrency, of course the price is going to follow because it becomes valuable. Here's why I think Reserve Rights, RSR, is a valuable cryptocurrency, but its value has not been discovered by most persons yet, because it's still hovering around 95, which is a crying shame for a project that is going to change a lot of persons' lives. So I want to give you guys an example and just give you guys an idea of what we're dealing with in countries like Venezuela, Argentina, and a lot of different other Spanish countries that are going through this thing called hyperinflation. So let's break down what is hyperinflation and exactly how bad is it. Like I told you guys, this is not investment advice. If any of you went to college or did any high school research papers, you know one of the first rules, one of the first no-nos is do not get your information from Wikipedia. But this is only for entertainment purposes anyways. So we're going to use this as a source. Hyperinflation in Venezuela, let's get a definition for that. Is the currency instability in Venezuela that began in 2016 during the country's ongoing socioeconomic and political crisis. Venezuela began experiencing continuous and uninterrupted inflation in 1983 with double-digit annual inflation rates. Inflation became the highest in the world in 2014 under this guy called Nicholas, and it continued to increase in the following years, with inflation exceeding 1,000,000% by 2018. So imagine you guys, you go out and you work hard, you play it by the books, you mow grass or you paint, and you work for a wage. Let's say it's 50 bucks. And you save your 50 bucks every month, just like a good worker is supposed to. You put it in the banks because it's safe, right? That's what we're told, it's safe. And then all of a sudden you find out that, oh wait, my 50 bucks cannot buy 50 cans of soda because a can of soda is $1 just per se. My 50 bucks can only purchase a half a can of soda. That's what's happening in places like Venezuela, except it's much worse. I'm gonna give you guys a visualization of what this hyperinflation looks like. So do you see this photo right here? This photo gives you a whole story. If you wanted to purchase a piece of chicken in Venezuela, or whatever you call this is a turkey, you have to go in with a stack of cash to purchase this one chicken. The value of this money right now is so worthless that it's putting a lot of people in poverty. So a lot of persons are losing everything that they worked for, and those who are born into this world right now, it's like impossible to even get ahead. Look at all of this money that you need for a roll of toilet tissue. Now here's where RSR comes to save the day. Let's go onto the Reserve Rights website and let me give you a definition straight from their mouth of what RSR is here to do. Simple definition. To everyday users, Reserve is just an app for buying, holding, and spending digital US dollars. So what RSR is coming to do is to save these persons who are stuck only using this currency that's becoming devalued every day. By you can now hold some of these tokens that are pegged 1-to-1 with the US dollar, which is a lot more stable than what they have going on over there. Do you see how this is life-changing for some of those persons who are stuck having to buy chicken with these stacks of dollars, when they can start going into the store, they can pull out their phone and they can buy things with these reserve tokens. Now, here's the tricky part for us now, trying to understand how this protocol works. There's a two protocol system. RSR, which is the one that fluctuates up and down, that's the one we're investing into. And RSV, that's the token that persons in Venezuela and Argentina, that's the token they're going to be holding and trading. So my understanding is that as RSR fluctuates, it's going to do all of the hard work to keep RSV pegged to the dollar. Now, there are many videos with the CEO of Reserve actually speaking and going into super depth on how does this protocol work. Now we're gonna follow where the money is going. And what we can see on this page right here, on their investor page, we see some very interesting persons. Let me talk about the one that speaks the most to me, is Coinbase. Everybody knows that whenever a cryptocurrency gets listed on Coinbase, it's out of there. It's going up in value, and that's because it's now being introduced to a wider market. When this token is introduced to Coinbase, I am sure we are going to see a price rise. It happens with almost all of these cryptocurrencies that get onto Coinbase. It's introduced to a new market. Coinbase doesn't have a super large portfolio of assets that you can buy. So as soon as it comes on board, it's like, ooh, what is this? Let me check this out. 5 cents? Oh, it's only for 5 cents, and they are going to buy that right up. That's why you want to get something like this before it's listed on Coinbase, and it's a very good chance. Oh, my background. We may be unsure that it's going on Coinbase, but I think it's a very good bet if Coinbase is invested into a token that they would want that investment to do well, and they have the power to make it do well by putting it up on their platform. We have persons like Peter Thiel, who is a co-founder of PayPal. This is another catalyst that could set RSR to go to an even higher price target. Here's why. In quarter one of this month, PayPal is making cryptocurrencies accessible to many more of its merchants. And we're going to see this adoption further increasing. All they have is a handful of assets right now, and I think it's like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, maybe ETH, right? Imagine when they put RSR on PayPal. Because at that point, like, why not? It's serving the same purpose that PayPal was made for, to be able to easily transact and to easily be able to get money from point A to point B, which is Reserve's whole MO at this point. So it makes sense that Reserve would be on PayPal at some point. And then we have this guy, Sam Altman. I'm an Altman too. I like alts. So Sam is the president of Y Combinator, co-founder and co-chairman at OpenAI, a prominent angel investor. He has invested in Airbnb, Stripe, Reddit, and some of these other things. I'm sure you've heard about at least one of these things, right? Those are mega corporations. So if I can look at this guy and see the portfolio of companies that he's invested in, something tells me he knows what he's doing and he sees some value in RSR. Now, if you guys can hop into a project like this before it starts moving and everybody else sees the value of it, you will make gains. You will make gains. Of course, nothing's guaranteed in this space. Anything can go to zero. But when we have backers like Sam Altman, Coinbase, and Peter Thiel, it's a very good chance that a project like this is going to do very well. So if we look at XRP's circulating supply versus RSR circulating supply, XRP has 45 billion circulating and Reserve only has 9 billion circulating, and the max supply is the same. XRP was able to hit $3 in 2017, and the supply is very instrumental on what a cryptocurrency's price can potentially be. So that's why I'm comparing these two, because they have similar max supplies and they have similar circulating supplies, right? So is it possible that we could see a $3 reserve token sometime in the future? Well, we have good backers, we have good use case, and we don't have an infinite amount of tokens. I think by the end of this year, we could possibly see a 50 cent to $1 reserve token. If this video helped you make a decision on researching and perhaps adding reserve to your portfolio, go ahead and give this video a like and make sure you subscribe. I'm bringing out the best research and the best information on cryptocurrencies on this side of the planet, seriously. So let me know in the comments below, what other cryptocurrencies are you guys looking into? Is there something else that I should look into and perhaps make a video on? That's it for me. I'm out.